Candy and Snack Review. It's time for us to go over a couple of Brooklyn Whatever Shpickles products here. We're going to review 3 of these in one shot. We're going to start with the pickled watermelon rind here. Now this is going to be of course, sweeter product with sugar and vinegar. We've done pickled cherries before, not from this company, but on the program. Pickled blueberries, I think. And this is my first foray into pickled watermelon rind. So let's pop these in a bottle. So, not as sweet as I expected, but I guess in retrospect it was kind of foolish for me to expect it to be too sweet. This is the rind after all, not the actual fruit. And it's certainly delicious soaking in the vinegar and the sugar. More of the savory flavor than I expected it to have, but it is good. The issue that I run into with pickled fruit is what exactly do you do with it? Do you just snack on it out of the jar? I mean, if that's the intent, hey, that's all well and good. That's great, pretty good stuff. I'm still more of a pickled vegetable kind of guy, so I'd probably reach for pickled vegetable or even a pickled meat before I had pickled fruit for snacking. But maybe this is good in a recipe or in a cocktail or something like that. Overall, this really isn't bad. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Certainly worth a try if it's something that you're curious about. All right, now let's try the pickled Brussels sprouts here. Pretty excited about this. I'm not sure if I've ever had a pickled Brussels sprout. I am a Brussels sprout fan, and I like that these are whole Brussels sprouts here. These aren't just little sections of Brussels sprout or just the Brussels sprout leaves. We got entire Brussels sprouts here. Let's pop in the pie hole. It's got a great crunch to it. The way the Brussels sprouts taste crunchy is really, really nice. Personally, I don't know if it takes to the pickling flavor as much as some of the other pickled vegetables that we're used to. Obviously, pickled cucumbers, the way they really absorb that flavor. Even pickled carrots, pickled green beans. These are really good. I really like the crunch of the pickled Brussels sprout. But again, I'm just not sure if they really take on the flavor of the pickling as well as some of those others. Although at the same time, if you keep this in the fridge and let it pickle for a little while, they might get better. But we've got some nice cloves of garlic down there. You can see I'm going to enjoy that later on. But yeah, I'll give these 7 out of 10 overall. So we got a 6 on the watermelon rind, 7 on the Brussels sprouts, and now just a big old jar of beets. Now I think you've seen me talk about beets before on this program. I grew up in Lancaster County, and Harvard beets, pickled beets, are a staple of Amish cuisine, so I'm used to it. I love it. I grew up with it. Super excited to just pop one of these beets in the pie hole. Yeah, see? In my mind, I figured these were going to be the best. I said, hey, let's save them for last. If you haven't had a pickled beet, I really strongly recommend it. Pickled beets are sweeter than you think. They have this awesome, like, sugary flavor with a really nice texture. They're not crunchy, but they still have a little bit of give when you bite into them. And to, what I was saying here, where this, does this really take on the flavor of the pickling? Beets just absorb all of that delicious vinegar and sugar flavor. I could sit here with a fork and just eat this jar all night long. These are a 10 out of 10. One of the best pickled beets I've ever had. So just to summarize here, Brooklyn Whatever Pickle Company, Shpickles products. I'm personally going 7 on the pickled fruit. I'm going 6 on the pickled fruit, 7 on the pickled Brussels sprouts, and I'm going 10 on their beets. These are some really fine beets. If you have an opportunity, pick them up. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time on the Candy and Snack Review.